Well, hello again and welcome back to Green Dragon Kung Fu. And I'm Seafood Dr. Terry and it's Mark Welford.
Hello.
So today's topic is be like water, which is a well-known phrase by Bruce Lee. And we're going to just talk a bit about it and bring some light into what that exactly means. And as you can see, we're down by the water.
Empty your mind, be formless, shapeless, like water.
When we talk about being like water, there's a few things to understand or consider. Now, before someone takes up any kind of martial arts training, a person may be attacked, maybe someone wanted to fight them, and if you stood your ground and were to fight back, all of your fighting actions would come more or less natural, because you haven't ever really thought about how it works and what you should do next and what you should do now. Someone tries to hit you, you'll respond. It may not be the best response, but it will be probably from not thinking. Punch comes to your head, you might just lift your arm to protect yourself. Now, let's say you do embark upon some martial arts training, and then you're given techniques, forms to practice, counterattacks, attacks, and so on. And for you to integrate that, you have to think. You have to think about the movements. It's very similar to, for example, let's say you had to learn to walk again. Your method of learning would be, okay, let's start with the right leg, let's move that leg forward, let's put the foot down, now get your balance, try to move the other leg forward. And then eventually you can walk without thinking about it, right? One step, one foot in front of the other, running, jumping, all sorts of things start to occur. You will tell your body what to do, but you don't think about every single movement. Same thing in martial arts training. You start off natural, the way you are. After training for some length of time, training hard, getting physically fit, say, learning all the techniques and combinations, during that stage, you feel that you're a cut above. And it's like when you start out, a punch is just a punch, but when you start learning that a punch is not just a punch, it's something else. But then after you gain some kind of proficiency and comfort with all of the movements, it's once again time to stop thinking about it and allow your natural behaviors to come into play. So when you start out, a punch is just a punch. When you start working at it, you learn so much about it that a punch is not just a punch anymore. And then you come full circle and a punch is just a punch again. From a different place, but mentally speaking, that's where you're going to be at, full circle. Now, important, I think, to understand is the concept of Wu Wei. Now, Wu means not or non, and Wei means action, doing, striving, or straining. So literally translated, Wu Wei means no action or non-action. However, that does not mean doing nothing. It means trusting your mind and allowing it to proceed and do its work without your interference. It's a letting go, allowing the work to happen spontaneously without a grasping. So this is necessary for the Kung Fu man, martial arts man. Because in the middle of some confrontation or fight, some activity where you want to protect yourself, interjecting with mental thoughts and calculations is going to slow you down. If you stop to think, the flow of your movements will be disturbed, and you may be struck. Now, the natural phenomena most closely resembling Wu Wei is water. Water can actually come across as being one of the weakest things. Water is so fine that it is impossible to grasp a handful of it. If you strike it, it does not get hurt and it does not get divided. Water molds itself around whatever would hold it. When heated to steam, it is invisible but very powerful. When frozen, it's hard as a rock. Water can be still or flowing and come crashing down upon you. Don't meet force with resistance. Bend and spring back. Be like a mirror and reflection of your opponent. Respond like an echo. That requires no thought. Allow the ebb and flow of gentleness and firmness. You cannot win by gentleness alone, and you cannot win with great force alone. It's like pedaling a bike. You cannot put force on both pedals at the same time, nor can you relax both pedals at once and still expect to be advancing forward. To move forward, there is force and relaxation. Pure fluidity of movement is in this interchangeability. This is when movement will truly flow. The best example in Kung Fu of this is water. Water can penetrate the hardest granite because of its yielding. You cannot stab or strike at water and hurt it, because that which offers no resistance cannot be overcome. Preserve yourself by following the natural bends of things and don't interfere or oppose. Control by swinging with it. Also, in order to control yourself, you must first accept yourself by going with and not against your nature. Preserve yourself by following the natural bends of things and don't interfere or oppose. Control by swinging with it. Also, in order to control yourself, you must first accept yourself by going with and not against your true nature. So, be water, my friend.